Good afternoon, everyone. Previous class, we start to learn about the role of the parliament. Especially, we are start to discuss about the major functions of the parliament. So, as a part of the major functions of the parliament, so the first one that is about to select the national government. See, selecting the national government, it is one of the important functions of the parliament. So about this already we are discussed in the previous class. So the total number of the elected representatives, so and those who are belongs to the maximum, I mean the majority numerically, so especially 272 out of 545, because 543 plus 2, 2 are going to be nominated. Okay, so they are going to form the government. So getting now. So here, then after that, the Prime Minister of India so is become the leader of the ruling party in the Lok Sabha, and used to select the different ministers for the different portfolios and all. And these all ministers, so they are became, I mean the government is became the executive part of the government. Okay, and the others the remaining considered as the opposition party. So it is about, and also I told that our Bharatiya Loks, I mean Samsad or Indian Parliament consists of two houses. So that is about Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. So these are whatever we discussed in the previous section. I mean the previous class. That is all about the Lok Sabha. Now let us discuss about Rajya Sabha. See, the Rajya Sabha is also known as upper house. The Rajya Sabha is also known as upper house. See, the functions primarily as the representative, so of the states of India in the parliament. So the Rajya Sabha functions primarily as the representative of the states of India in the parliament. See, the Rajya Sabha can also initiate legislation, and a bill is required to pass through the Rajya Sabha in order to become a law. So we knows that. So the first, so whichever it may be the bill, so it is introduced, especially so the most of the times in the Lok Sabha or in the lower house, and after that, so that will send to the upper house to the Rajya Sabha. And after that, so after the approval by the Rajya Sabha, and that will go to get signature of the president, and after the sign of the president, and that particular bill is become a law of the country. So getting now, see it, therefore it has an important role of reviewing and altering. Are you getting now? So even it can review also, and even it can alternative, or I mean altering also. Suppose if it is required the alternation, if it is required, if it is needed, so the Rajya Sabha is going to alter also. But regarding financial bill, so the Rajya Sabha do not have any power. So about financial, only the Lok Sabha has the supreme power. The Rajya Sabha can reject sometimes or can give suggestions also, but finally that should be accepted by the Rajya Sabha. About the financial bill or about the financial matter, the Rajya Sabha do not have any power to hold or to completely reject. Okay, and the another one important thing that the members of Rajya Sabha, they are elected by the elected members of the legislative assemblies of various states. So we all of you knows that in Lok Sabha, the representatives are directly elected by the people, those who are belongs to that respective constituencies. Okay, so they are going to choose their representatives, but Rajya Sabha members are not elected by the people. So they are all elected by the elected members of the legislative assemblies of various states. ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ರಾಜ್ಯಗಳಿಗೆ ಸೇರಿದಂತಹ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಟಿವ್ಸ್ ಏನಿರ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ, ಸೊ ದೋಸ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಟಿವ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ದ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ರಾಜ್ಯಸಭಾ. ಓಕೆ, ಸಿ There are actually 233 elected members and 12 members are going to be nominated by the president. Okay, so this is about a brief description about the Rajya Sabha. So total, how many are there? There are 233, those who are going to be elected by the elected representatives, and 12 members are going to be nominated by the president, and totally the total number of the Rajya Sabha, it is about 245. So how many members are there now? The Rajya Sabha consists of 245 members. So is it understood now? So usually the Rajya Sabha Adhyaksh or the head of the Rajya Sabha, so in our country usually is the vice president of the country, whoever it may be. ಭಾರತದ ಉಪರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಪತಿಗಳು ಯಾರು ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ಸೊ ಅವರು ರಾಜ್ಯಸಭೆಯ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರಾಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ. Now, let us going to discuss about the another major functions of the parliament. That is about to control, guide, and inform the government. So, the second major functions of the parliament, that is about to control, to guide, to control, to guide, okay, and inform the government. Guide and to control, guide, and inform the government. So, is the another one major function of the parliament. See, the parliament, especially while in session, begins with the question hour. The question hour is an important mechanism through which the MPs can elicit information about the working of the government. So we all of you knows that. So nowadays also we are watching, observing when the assemblies or the sessions are going on directly telecast. We can observe. So then there is the question hour also. So during that question hour, so the member of parliament, so whoever it may be, so they can ask or they can request or even they can order to give the different information that is about the different work, different respective, whatever it may be. If they want anything, explanation or details and even the other information also, so the respective department ministers, okay, those who are handling those portfolios, so they must answer even if they fail the other on the behalf of government, so the others also can answer. See, this is a very important way through which the parliament controls the executive body, because they are questioning, they must answer. Even if they are not getting sufficient answer also, they can raise their voice against the government. Understood now? So that's what, this is what, how the parliament is going to be controlled the executive body or the government. See, by asking questions, the government is altered to its shortcomings. By asking questions, the government is altered to its shortcomings. And also another one important thing that is about, so to know the opinion of the people through their representatives in the parliament, this is also, that is about the MPs, okay, because here the peoples are already, I told in the previous session, they are voice of the people, those who are elected, those people's voice, so even they are going to express the public opinion also. See, asking questions of the government is a crucial task for every MP. So, it is one of the crucial tasks for every MP in the parliament. The opposition parties play a critical role in the healthy functioning of a democracy. We know that sometimes they are fighting anything, like they are even, so sometimes we can observe that worst scenes also, how they are blaming, they are shouting, they are screaming, and they are breaking sometimes. This is all common happening even in the Indian Parliament and even in a different state assemblies also. How the our representatives they are behaving during the sessions, the ruling party members, the opposition party members. So they are fighting anything like. Actually, that should be in a healthy way, and even the words, whatever they were using, that should be proper words. Okay, but here the elected representative, not everyone. So sometimes some of the representatives, some of the MPs, so they are going to cross their limits also. So this is all. So that's what. So here the opposition party must play the critical role, especially in the healthy functioning of a democracy in the healthy way only. Okay, in the healthy way for healthy functions of a government, the opposition parties must play a critical role. And even there should not be adjustment. This is also please. See, they highlight drawbacks in various policies or programs of the government. So that is what they are going to do. Even if they are doing good also, even if it is not sufficient also, and even the policies are which are not favorable to the people also, then so they used to highlight drawbacks in a various policies and programs of the government, and even so the opposition party leaders or the opposition party MPs, so they were mobilized popular support for their own policies also. So these are all very common in the democratic system, especially in the parliamentary system of the government. See, the government gets a valuable feedback. This also, so the government always they are not going to neglect or they are not going to reject. So they must respect and they must follow their guidelines and all. And sometimes the government also, the I mean the running government also gets a valuable feedback also. Understood, and is kept on its toes by the questions asked by the MPs. So they are going to follow. So in addition, in all matters dealing with the finances. So the most important thing that is about the financial condition. To do any work, to implement any work, to whatever it may be. So it's all completely depend upon the financial standard. See, the parliament approval is crucial for the government, especially about the finance. So the parliament must be approved. If the parliament not approved means so it's too crucial for the government to do all those things. See, this is one of the several ways in which the parliament controls, guides, and informs the government. Understood? So in a different way, the parliament is going to control, the parliament is going to guide, and even the parliament is going to inform the government in a different way. See, the MPs, as the representatives of the people, have a central role in controlling. All the MPs are elected representatives and they have a central role in controlling the and guiding and informing the parliament. And this is a key aspect of the functioning Indian democracy. This is one of the key aspect of the functioning of Indian democracy. I hope, dear students, you all of you understood about this topic. And the next important, the major functions of the parliament, that is about law making. That is about law making. See, the parliament is a law making body of country. So, who are going to make law and who are going to recognize those? So, it's all actually. So, law making is one of the significant functions of the parliament. One of the significant function of the parliament. See, we are going to read about this law making because we are having a separate chapter. So, how to make law and how it is going to be implemented, all those things we are going to learn in a separate next chapter. Got it now? So, please keep it in your mind. These are all the major functions of the parliament, and in this, the role of the parliament is very much important. So, the first thing that select the national government, it is one of the major responsibility of the parliament, and the second one to control, guide, and inform the government. This is also very much important because they are all, I mean all the MPs are voice of the people. They must guide and they must control and they must inform the government. Otherwise, so the government, so the remote should be required to control the government. If there is no control, so the government can go in a different way. So if there is no control, if there is a strong MPs, a strong opposition parties, those who are there strong, those who are rising their voice against the policies which are not favorable to the people and which is not the good for the country, so they are become the voice of the people also, and they are controlling, guiding and informing the government, and they are shaped the public opinion also. And the most important functions of the parliament, that is about lawmaking. So the Indian parliament is the lawmaking body of our country. So it is one of the significant functions of the parliament. I hope, dear students, all of you got whatever I explained about the major functions of the parliament. Now, let us discuss about who are the people in parliament. Who are the people? See, parliament now has more and more people from different backgrounds. Who are the people? Everyone. So the parliament, actually in a parliament, so the different part of the country, so I already told the entire country, it is divided into different constituencies. And there we can see the, especially India, it is one of the diverse country. There we can see the diverse people. I mean, those who are belongs to different religion, different caste, and even different culture, and so on, so things, and so this all. And then the another one important thing, that even these elected representatives also belongs to different political parties, and some of the people, they may contest in the elections as independent candidates also. And we all of you knows that the political parties are actually categorized by the election commission of India, state political parties and then national political parties. So here in a parliament, those who are presenting or those who are there in the parliament being a MP, so they are all from the different backgrounds. For example, there are more rural members as also members from many regional parties. I told that there are many rural, those who are come from the different backgrounds, different economic backgrounds, different political parties, even rural area, urban area, even regional parties, national parties, and regional difference also, and different groups also. See, there are so many things. So because actually they are all representatives of that respective constituencies, those who are elected by the people. So there has also been an increase in political participation from the Dalits and backward classes. So in our country especially, so the participation by the suppressed class people, or those who are completely neglected before 1947, those who are economically, socially, educationally, politically, their background, I mean, they were lagging behind. So to uplift them, so the constitution provide a reservation system also. Now afterwards, what happened, there has also been in increase in political participation from the those respective class also, those respective socio communities and religious communities also. For example, Dalits and backward class people. So in ancient time or before 1947 or after 1947, so the participation of the Dalit and backward class is very less. So that's what. So some of the constituencies are reserved for Dalits and backward classes also. That already I told. See here, please you can observe the participation which shows very clearly in the Lok Sabha election which was held in 1951 to 52 to up to the 17th Lok Sabha election up to 2019. So there we can observe the number of voters turnout. So please look at the third chapter and page number 39. So go through the table and you can understand that the percentage of the population who voted in Lok Sabha elections in a different years. I mean, this is also very much important. The participation is very much important. So, how many percent of the people, I mean the voters, those who are eligible to cast their vote, so they were participated and they were elected their representatives. So say here almost 61 and up to maximum 67. So it is very much important the participation, because so the MPs are elected representatives. Suppose if you are not going to cast your vote, if you are not going to take part, then the wrong candidate may represent in the assemblies. So this is what dear students. So please go through that. We can understood that how much the percentage of the voters, so they were turned out, I mean voter turnout in the different years elections up to the first Lok Sabha election to the 17th Lok Sabha election. The complete details given in the page number 39. So please all of you go through that. See, it has been observed that the representatives democracy cannot produce a perfect reflection of society. We know that to contest in an election from any political party, or even to contest in a independent, to contest as an independent candidate also, they required a lot of. So without amount, without money, without even the support also, okay, so it's a very different. See, there is a realization that when interest of experiences separate us, it is important to ensure the communities that have been historically marginalized are given adequate representation. See, with this in mind, so some seats are reserved in the parliament, so SC and ST also. So this has been done so that the MPs elected from those constituencies will be familiar with and can represent Dalit and Adivasi and other tribe. So and even they can represent their voice, and even they can exhibit, and even they can explain the interest of those the respective class people in a parliament as a voice of those respective communities people. So now we have to see that, observe that. So out of 543 seats, there are 412 seats are general. Okay, so these are the general, and 84 seats are reserved for ST, sorry, SC, and remaining 47 seats are reserved for ST. So once again I would like to repeat. So 4 and out of 543, 412 seats are general, okay, and then 84 seats are reserved for SC, and 47 seats are reserved for ST, and the two are going to be especially the Anglo Indians by the president to this. See here, the thing is that the in a local self government, some of the seats are reserved for even the women also. But in a state elections and even in the central elections, so we cannot see the reserved seats, especially for the women, where we can observe and we can provided the reservation for the women in the local self government. Okay, so in the panchayat elections like such as Jila Panchayat, Taluk Panchayat, and even the Gram Panchayat, some of the seats are reserved along this for women also. So please keep in your mind. So the role of the parliament is very much important. It is the law making of our body, and it is the parliament is the controller of the government. I hope you all of you understood this lesson. So thank you. Have a nice day.